Coach, so you guys start up in a couple days. What have you liked so far from the practices and from what you've seen early from this team?
Well, it's obviously still been very early. Right now we've been focusing a lot on all of our tactical work. So it's interesting, we're not even focusing on the games as such. We're just trying to focus on where the team is relative to the work that we know we need to do from a tactical standpoint. So the greatest thing I can say is that the boys have been working tremendously hard. Their attitudes are excellent. So right now we are moving forward, but it is a slow process.
Tactically, what are you looking to establish specifically?
I think just the organisational aspects. From a defensive standpoint, are all 11 players on the pitch connected at the same time? Defensively, are we moving together and closing down space as a group, as a team? And then from the attacking side, are we connected in the right areas of the field when we need to be dangerous?
What do you know about your first opponent, Huston-Tillotson?
Again, to be honest, we really have not focused a lot on our opponents right now. I think it's more important that we focus on ourselves. If we can work on the aspects of our game that we need to work on over the first 2 weeks, that will get us to where we need to be. So it's irrelevant which opponent we play. We'll treat every opponent as, you know, a very tough team that we need to be prepared for, and that's how we go about every game.
For any first-year program, getting familiar with each other and getting chemistry and teamwork, that's always an element that needs to be done. How is this group doing as far as working together and getting on the same page?
I think you said it. It's probably the most difficult task. You know, you need time to get to know people. You need time to understand their tendencies on and off the field. You need time to develop the leadership attributes within the team. So we've been here for 2 weeks. We've been going at it so hard. It's literally been training. We've been practice, sleeping, you know, eat, practice, sleep, and then repeat. So right now, to actually have time away from soccer will actually help the team build chemistry too. So hopefully once we get into class starting, the guys will have a little bit more time off away from tour-a-days and pre-season, and that will help speed along our progress too. Because team chemistry is vital, and right now they're still learning each other's names.
Any players who have stood out or who you might figure might be a part of that core early on, to guys you can lean on?
I think certainly people at different times. You know, last week compared to this week has been, for us, an enormous time frame, and people are showing that they understand some of the concepts now and they're doing a better job. So I think everyone is improving on a daily basis. I will say Juanito Garcia, who, you know, showed tremendous leadership potential, I think, early on. He's established himself. He's one of our captains this year. So I think he's doing a great job not only in helping everyone around him play well off the field, but also keeping people together off the field too. So I know Juanito is doing a fantastic job.
You mentioned just from an organizational standpoint how that's the priority. With that in mind, what would make a successful season in your eyes for a first-year program? Does it start within? Does it start on the field? What constitutes success?
I think certainly we have to look at it from a performance standpoint. We're going to play against some very tough opponents, you know, both in conference and out of conference, guys that have been to the NCAA tournament. So if we're trying to measure a level of success, it's obviously were we able to compete with them in that game during 90 minutes. Certainly we would like to win games, but the score sometimes isn't as important as the performance by all the players, because that will help us as we move forward over the next 2 to 3 years. From my own personal standpoint, I want to win more games than we lose. I certainly want to put ourselves in a good position in our first year within the conference tournament. You know, establish ourselves as a team that people recognise are going to be a tough opponent, and hopefully, you know, look to achieve success internally within the conference. But my primary focus is on our performance, game to game. Are we playing well on the field, and are we moving forward?